From the Detroit Free Press, I'm Robin Chan with today's Voice Briefing. It's Monday, January 13th, 2025.
I'm Sue Selasky, Detroit Free Press food and restaurant writer. As the cost of eggs, a typically affordable breakfast staple, continues to rise, there are also new rules for production that have taken effect regarding labeling of cage-free eggs in Michigan. Selling cage-free eggs is now required under Michigan law. As of January 1st, all whole shell eggs sold in Michigan must come from hens not kept in cages. The law carves out an exception for farms with fewer than 3,000 egg-laying hens. While cage-free conjures up visions of egg-laying hens out and about roaming freely, flapping their wings in fields, that's only partly accurate. Cage-free means egg-laying hens are not kept in cages. Egg-laying hens are generally still confined, often indoors, but are allowed to roam freely. And the amount of the space they have to roam around in isn't always a lot. Hens roam in a building, room, or open area that includes nest space and perches. They may or may not have access to the outdoors. And the USDA says hens must have access to fresh food and water and be allowed to exhibit natural behaviors. You'll find more information on egg carton labeling by subscribing to the Detroit Free Press Eat, Drink, Free Food and Restaurant newsletter.
I'm Adrienne Roberts reporting for the Detroit Free Press. Michigan's recreational cannabis industry is entering its sixth year of legal sales, likely having hit a major milestone. It is anticipated that consumers will have purchased $10 billion in products since sales started in December 2019. This anticipated milestone comes as the state's recreational cannabis industry has expanded to be one of the biggest cannabis markets in the country, surpassing California to be the top cannabis market in the U.S. by sales volume. Some of the reasons for this include good access to retail stores compared with other states where dispensaries are concentrated in a few municipalities and low prices. While this is good news for consumers, it does come with challenges for businesses amid changing state and federal guidelines. In 2025, those in the cannabis industry expect Ohio's recent legalization of cannabis will have an impact on Michigan sales. There will likely be consolidation in the industry as there's too much capacity for the market to absorb, and changing state rules could make cannabis safer to consume.
As the Detroit Lions continue their campaign towards the Super Bowl, the Freep has been reaching out to readers and listeners to hear their stories of Lions fandom. We've received great responses already, and we're still taking submissions. Here's a selection of what's been shared with us so far.
Hey, this is Betty Janowitz, age 88, from Bay City, Michigan. I recall since the 1950s being a Lions fan because of my husband Tom, an avid Detroit sports fan. He had a brother who lived in Green Bay, and of course the Packers always had a great team, so a rivalry was born. All throughout the years, Tom would end the year saying, "Maybe next year, Lizzie," which he called me. For 60 years, I heard that mantra. During his chemo, he never wavered. He watched all the games very patiently. He died in 2018. Now I sit in his lazy boy watching every Lions game, his picture next to me. His eyes are twinkling. I think they're saying, "This year, Lizzie."
If you'd like to share your story of Lions fandom with us, you can find our call-out page by heading to freep.com/Lions fan story. That's freep.com/LIONSFANSTORY. From there, you can find a form where you can submit your audio and video clips. Or you can call and leave us a voicemail by dialing 313-222-2242. You can find a link to that call-out page in the description of this podcast. We'll feature our favorite submissions in the newspaper and online. Find more from the Detroit Free Press on freep.com. That's FREEP.com. Thanks for listening, and you'll hear more from us tomorrow.